talking about trauma doesn't always heal trauma. Just because you open up, share, or revisit the pain doesn't mean you'll feel lighter. Sometimes, the more you talk about it, the more trapped you become in it, without even realizing. In this video, we'll explore why talking about trauma isn't always a form of healing, why your body still holds on to pain, even after you've said it all, and most importantly, how to actually heal trauma, starting from the nervous system, not just through words. Now, let's be clear, this is not one of those videos filled with feel-good advice or soothing healing quotes. This is a wake-up call, a deep look into how we might be unknowingly prolonging our pain, all while thinking we're healing. Part 1. What trauma actually is, and why it doesn't understand time. Psychological trauma, or trauma, is not simply a sad memory. It is a physiological state where your body remains trapped in a sense of danger, even when that danger has long passed. From a neurological perspective, trauma resides primarily in the autonomic nervous system, the part of your brain and body responsible for instinctive responses like fight, flight, or freeze. When an experience overwhelms the brain's capacity to process, the nervous system freezes time as a way to survive. That's why trauma doesn't understand the concept of the past. To the nervous system, it's still happening. When you recall or talk about the past, your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, may know that it's over, but your emotional brain and your body react as if the battle is happening right now. Your heart races, your hands and feet turn cold, waves of panic rush in. You sweat, cannot breathe, and freeze up. And that's the key point. You are not just retelling the story, you are being pulled back into it. Space and time collapse. Trauma strips you of the ability to tell the difference between remembering and reliving. That's why talking about trauma without a regulated nervous system can actually deepen the wound instead of bringing relief. Part 2. Telling your story isn't always healing. We live in a time where everyone is told to speak it out to heal. Podcasts, live streams, Instagram stories, online support groups. Everyone is sharing their pain. They're calling it their healing journey. But here's something you need to really understand. Talking about it does not automatically mean you are healing. And retelling your trauma does not always mean you're moving forward. From a neurological perspective, every time you talk about a painful experience, especially when there's no professional guidance, or when you haven't learned to regulate your emotions, you are actually re-triggering your survival system, just like when the trauma first happened. Your amygdala, the fear center, sounds the alarm. Your hippocampus, the part that helps you track time and memory, gets confused. And your body, it once again can't tell if this is a memory or it is happening right now. You might think you are taking control of the story, but in reality, the story is controlling your nervous system. And that's when something even more dangerous starts to happen. You begin to confuse your pain with who you are. You are not telling your story to let go of it. You are telling it because it feels like proof that you've suffered, like pain has become part of your identity. But here is the truth. Healing isn't about repeating the same story 100 times. Real healing is when you don't need to tell it anymore, and you are still able to feel safe, whole, and at peace with yourself. Part 3. Trauma must be released through the body, not just the mind. Trauma does not live in your thinking brain. It's not sitting in the part of your mind that analyzes, plans, or makes sense of things. It hides deep in your midbrain and brainstem, the areas wired for survival, fight, flight, or freeze. That's why simply talking about what happened, or thinking it through over and over, won't magically set you free. Your body, specifically your autonomic nervous system, has to be shown how to come out of that frozen, stuck state. Picture this. A gazelle barely escapes from a lion. What does it do right after? It shakes, it trembles, it breathes fast, its whole body jolts and moves. And only then, it returns to grazing like nothing happened. That shaking is how wild animals discharge survival energy. That is how they release trauma. But we humans, we don't do that. We sit still. We keep it together. We act like we are fine. or we tell our story through tears, but our body stays locked, frozen, and quiet. And so the trauma stays. It doesn't leave. It just sits there, silent, like a ticking time bomb that no one sees. True healing begins when your body, not just your mind, feels safe enough to breathe, to tremble, to cry, and to move. Because trauma lives in the body, and the body is the only place it can finally leave. Part 4. What's the real solution? Here's the first thing you need to know. It's not about telling your story, it's about helping your body feel safe. Once your body feels regulated, then telling your story becomes a choice, not a scream from the unconscious. So here are 4 nervous system regulation steps you can start practicing right now. Step 1, name what's happening in your body, not your emotions. Instead of asking like, am I sad? Anxious? Angry? Try asking this instead. Do I feel hot or cold right now? Where does my body feel tense? My shoulders? My neck? My jaw? Is my heart beating faster than usual? Am I holding my breath without noticing? These questions may sound simple, but they help anchor you in the present moment. They shift your focus from vague emotions or old memories to what's actually happening in your body. Step 2, reconnect with your body through physical touch. Try something as simple as this. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. Feel the warmth of your hands against your skin and gently remind yourself, I'm here and I'm safe. I'm not in the past anymore. This isn't just some fluffy, self-soothing phrase. It's a real way to send a safety signal to your nervous system, which might be panicking beneath the surface without you even realizing it. Step 3, move to release trapped energy. After a threat has passed, the body needs to discharge the tension it held onto. But you don't need to dance or do yoga. Just try gently shaking your wrists, rolling your shoulders, stomping your feet a bit, or stretching your body in a deep and satisfying way. These small movements are like how an animal shakes itself off after escaping danger. They help your body tell your brain, the threat is over, you are safe now. Step 4, tell your story, only if you feel regulated. Don't speak until your body is calm, until your hands have stopped trembling, your breath is steady, and the tightness has softened. Then consider telling your story, not to seek pity, but to seek understanding, first and foremost, from yourself. And if you're not ready to share, that is completely okay. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It's a wise act of survival, a quiet knowing that you're not ready yet to reopen that door. Okay, listen. You don't need a therapist's office to begin healing. You just need to listen to your body gently, one small piece at a time. Because your body, not the story, is where the trauma lives. And it's also where life quietly begins again. Talking about trauma doesn't heal it. Staying silent doesn't mean you are weak. It simply means your body isn't ready to open that door yet. Healing doesn't begin with the story. It begins with a gentle breath, a hand resting softly on your chest, a moment where you no longer have to tense up just to survive. Only when you truly feel safe inside your own body can everything else begin. You don't have to heal fast. You just need to come home to yourself, little by little, slow but deep and real enough. Thank you for being here.